You sit down at a warung in Ubud, point at 3 dishes behind the glass, eat the lot, and 2 days later you are in your hotel bathroom and you have not left it. Somewhere in there, the water in the small bowl you thought was a drink, the raw side you should have skipped, the spice level nobody warned you about. Something went wrong, and you missed the meal the place is actually famous for because you never knew how to order it. There is one phrase, one hand rule, and one small bowl you need to recognize. Get those 3 right, and a full plate at a real warung costs you about $2 and ruins you for every tourist restaurant on the strip. Most travelers think eating in Indonesia is a food problem. It isn't. It's an ordering problem. The food at a good warung is famous for a reason. Somebody's grandmother has been making it the same way for 40 years. What goes wrong is everything that happens before the first bite. How you ask, which hand you use, which bowl on the table is actually food. Get the ordering right, and the food takes care of itself. The mistake is treating a warung like a small restaurant. It isn't. A warung is somebody's kitchen with a few tables in front of it, and the dishes were cooked once, this morning, and put behind glass to last the day. There is usually no menu. There is no waiter taking your order in the way you mean it. You walk up, you look at what is there, and you tell the person behind the counter what you want from what they made. Which means the whole interaction runs on 3 things the tourist usually doesn't have. 1 short phrase to ask for what you see, 1 quiet rule about which hand touches the food, and the ability to tell on a crowded table what is a dish and what isn't. Miss any of the 3 and you either get the wrong meal, offend the family running the place, or end up in your hotel bathroom for 2 days. So, the moves are simple. 5 moves, in order. Step 1, the phrase. Walk up to the counter and say, "Saya mau pesan." Saya mau pesan. It means, I would like to order. Then point at whatever is behind the glass that you want. That is the whole transaction. You are not asking for a menu. You are not asking what is good. You are naming, in their language, that you are ordering, and you are pointing at the thing. Skip the phrase, just point and grunt, and you will still get food. But you have started the meal as the rude foreigner, and the family running the place noticed. Step 2, the right hand. Eat with your right hand only. Pass things with your right hand only. Hand over money with your right hand only. The left hand, in dining settings across Indonesia, is the unclean hand. It has a traditional job, and that job is not food. Most Indonesians won't say anything if you forget. They will just quietly file you under tourist. If you are eating with a fork and spoon, which is normal, the fork pushes food onto the spoon and the spoon goes in your mouth. The spoon is in your right hand. Always. Step 3. The kobokan. On the table, sometimes, you will see a small bowl of water. It may have a slice of lime in it. It smells faintly citrusy. That is not a drink. That is not soup. That is the kobokan. Kobokan. And it is for rinsing your fingers, especially if you are eating something with your hands like babi guling at Ibu Oka. Dip your fingertips. Don't drink it. Move on. This is the bowl from the hook. Recognize it and you have skipped one of the most quietly embarrassing mistakes a tourist can make at the table. Step 4. The spice question. Before you commit to a dish you can't read, ask, "Pedas nggak?" Pedas nggak. Is it spicy? If the answer is yes and you want it dialed down, say, "Sedikit pedas." Sedikit pedas. A little spicy. Or, "Tidak pedas." Tidak pedas. Not spicy. Indonesian spicy and the spicy you grew up with are not the same scale. Ask the question. You'll save yourself a meal you can't finish. Step 5. The safety filter. Cooked, hot, from behind the glass that's been turning over all day, that is the food you want. Raw vegetables rinsed in tap water, ice in a drink at a tiny stall, anything that has been sitting at room temperature looking sad, that is the food you skip. Stick to bottled water. The dishes that are steaming or were just ladled out are the ones the locals are eating, and they are the safe bet. That's the sequence. Phrase, hand, bowl, spice, cooked, and hot. A full plate at a place like Warung Tepi Sawah comes in at 25 to 60,000 rupiahs. Call it $1.5 to $4 US, and it will be better than anything on the tourist strip charging you 10 times that. She walks into a warung, Off the main road in Ubud. Lunch rush. 6 dishes behind the glass, none of them labeled in English. She steps to the counter, catches the woman's eye, and says, "Saya mau pesan." Then she points. The yellow curry, the green beans, a scoop of rice. The woman nods and starts plating. Before she commits to the curry, she asks, "Pedas enggak?" The woman tilts her hand side to side. She says, "Sedikit pedas." The woman swaps to a milder ladle. She sits down. There's a small bowl of water with a slice of lime next to her plate. A month ago, she would have taken a sip. Today, she dips 2 fingers, wipes them on the napkin, and picks up her spoon, right hand. The fork goes in her left, but only to push food onto the spoon. The spoon does the eating. She leaves a small spoonful of rice on the plate at the end. Pays 40,000 rupiahs, about $2.50, walks out. Nobody made a fuss about anything, which is exactly the point. One more thing worth knowing before you walk into your first one. At a Nasi Padang place, the rules are different again. They will bring 10 or 12 small dishes to your table without asking. You did not order them. You don't have to eat them. You only pay for what you actually touch. Eat from 3, leave the rest, and the server counts the empty bowls at the end. It looks like a mistake. It isn't. It's the system. 4 phrases. That's the whole set. Saya mau pesan. I would like to order. Your opener at the counter every time before you point at anything. Pedas enggak? Is it spicy? The question that saves the meal. Sedikit pedas. A little spicy. Your answer when they ask back how you want it. Bungkus. To go. If you want it wrapped instead of eating in. Say it after you order, and they'll box the whole thing up. And the one word that isn't a phrase, but is the one you most need to recognize on the table. Kobokan. The small bowl from step 3, not a drink. Oh, and terima kasih. Thank you. Use it on the way out, every time. Here is the version you screenshot. Say, "Saya mau pesan," then point. Right hand only. Eating, paying, passing. The lime water bowl is for hands. Ask, "Pedas enggak?" before you commit. Cooked and hot behind the glass. Bottled water. Leave a small bite on the plate. That is the whole video on one screen. You can now walk into any warung in Indonesia, order in their language, eat the food the place is famous for, and walk out for the price of a coffee back home. Without the bathroom story, without the awkward bowl moment, without being the loud foreigner using the wrong hand. The country feeds people generously and cheaply if you meet it halfway, and almost nobody does. The halfway part is mostly language. You just heard how much 5 small phrases changed that whole meal. I made a video on the best ways to pick up enough Bahasa Indonesia to handle the warung, the driver, the market, all of it. It covers the usual methods and one lazy way in that most travelers have never heard of. It's on the card popping up on the screen now. Tap that one next.